I don't believe it's bad.
So hello everyone, huge news happened today. I know most of you are probably going to be new to this channel. Mainly on this channel I show you basketball plays, drills, and skills. So if you like that stuff, hit the like button. However, today I'm going to break down the trade that happened in the NBA between the San Antonio Spurs and the Toronto Raptors. This was a huge blockbuster trade. I'm getting goosebumps because there's so much good as well as so much bad that can happen with a trade like this. So basically how the trade went was Kawhi Leonard, Danny Green from the San Antonio Spurs are moving to Toronto, and in return the San Antonio Spurs are getting Demar Derozan as well as Jakob Poeltl, which is a center for Toronto, as well as a first round pick in the 2019 draft, which is probably a pick we're going to need. But those are the players that are getting moved in this trade. This is a huge blockbuster trade. For those who don't know, Demar Derozan is probably the best player who has ever played for the Toronto Raptors. He leads the team in scoring all time. He is huge when it comes to Toronto basketball. When you think of the Toronto Raptors, you think of Demar Derozan. However, on the opposite side, San Antonio. When you think of San Antonio, you generally think of Kawhi Leonard. However, he does not want to be there anymore. He wanted to be in LA. There was huge stories about him going to LA, and it just did not happen. Somehow, he's getting traded to Toronto. I guess the Toronto Raptors, Masai Ujiri, or their actual GM, I can't remember who it is because Masai Ujiri usually steals the stage. Well, they must have made a compelling argument to why they need Kawhi Leonard and why the San Antonio needs DeMar DeRozan. So, first off, let's look at the good, then after we look at the good, we'll look at the bad. So, why Toronto traded for these players? Danny Green is a huge three-point shooter and a very consistent three-point shooter, and that is something that Toronto has wanted for 3 to 5 years, and we have never had a player for a very long time who is a consistent three-point shooter. We really haven't had a consistent three-point shooter since Steph Curry's father used to play for the team, so yeah, that's a long time ago. But from there, we get a consistent three-point shooter. So now with Danny Green and Miles on the court, those two guys are going to be killing it. So that right there is a huge bonus. What we also needed was a player who was a defensive player, and there's absolutely no player in the NBA right now who is better than Kawhi Leonard on defense. His nickname is the Claw for a reason. He's got gigantic hands and he knows how to play defense. But the other thing that we were looking for as a team was players who had NBA playoff and or finals experience, and both of these players have NBA championships and they both have a ton of games under their belt in deep playoff games as well as final games as well. So what it seems like is the Raptors have completed their goals that they have had for a very long time. However, we've heard of this before. We've heard of, oh my God, we got Miles, we got a three-point shooter, but that didn't pan out. He is a three-point shooter, he is very good, but it just did not pan out. But he's still on the team, he's still really good, but he's not the type of player we were looking for. He is a very streaky three-point shooter. The downfalls of this trade. We are trading away one of the best players the Raptors have ever had. We're also trading away a player who probably wanted to retire in Toronto, and he is a very good player, so he probably would have had the opportunity to do so. We're trading that kind of a player who is keeping the team together, very happy, and we're trading away a guy who wants to be here for somebody who has been very vocal about not wanting to be in Toronto and wanting to be in LA. So, why are we getting this guy for 1 year possibly so that now he can just piss off to LA and leave us with, well, no real all-star other than Kyle Lowry, unless one of our rookies or second-year, third-year players, well, explode into all-stardom? That's the real question that every Toronto Raptors fan is asking. But if we can get a championship or we can do a finals run this year with Kawhi Leonard, we may have the opportunity to re-sign him for another 4 or 5 year deal. And to be able to have the opportunity to have that kind of player is probably the kind of gold at the end of the rainbow that Masai Ujiri wants to have. Now, I'm not saying this trade is going to give us an NBA Finals championship. It probably isn't. There is some heavy hitter teams in the West that we just will probably have really huge issues trying to deal with. We're not going to have that much fun dealing with Golden State if they make it to the finals this year, which they will because they have 6 All-Stars. It's going to be interesting to see if LA can make it to the finals, but if they do, we've always had issues with LeBron, but then again, we have Kawhi who can guard LeBron, so that might be interesting. And then there's the issue with Boston. Sure, we've always been hung up by Cleveland here in Toronto. Every time we play against Cleveland, we get screwed out of the playoffs. What would have happened if we play against Boston? Well, this year it would have been interesting. Boston was very weak because they had injuries. But this year coming up, they're not going to have injuries. And that's just something that we need to look at. They're not going to have injuries. They're going to be a very tough team to beat. And now with a player who can defend, we have an opportunity to do that. If this Raptors team can get together, they can go extremely far in the playoffs and possibly into the finals and possibly have a possible 5 to 7 game run at trying to get the finals, which they probably will not because Golden State's an absolutely killer basketball team. However, we have now a team that we have been striving for a very long time. It just comes down to, will they work together? Will the rest of the team be pissed off that Demar Derozan got traded? And we already know that Kyle Lowry likes being with Demar. What's going to happen with Kyle Lowry's stats and his work ethic if his buddy is not on the team? That's going to be a huge issue. You're getting rid of 1 All-Star for 2 All-Stars by screwing one of your previous All-Stars, Kyle Lowry. So that's going to be interesting. If we can have a team that works together and gets along together and doesn't have the, oh my God, I want to get the hell out of here because my buddy's gone, then we will be able to go far. But if you have a team that has, oh my God, my buddy's gone, I don't want to play like anything anymore, then you're not going to have a very good season, and you're going to get rid of Kawhi Leonard. You're going to have a rebuilding year, and it's not going to be as good as it has been. Anyways, if you want to see a sneak peek to how Kawhi Leonard works with the Toronto Raptors, check out my other channel tonight. I know this video is getting posted sometime this afternoon, probably 3 to 4-ish, but the sneak peek on my ArmChair Athlete channel, this is going to be NBA 2K18, but I did all the trades. And that's going to be posted tonight around 5 to 5:30, so go check that out. I'll see you guys there. I hope that you have enjoyed this video. Again, if you're new to this channel, on this channel I show you basketball plays, drills, and skills usually, so if you like that stuff, hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow.